What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. You are here because I am here. You saw your favorite co host of Scarlet and Great here on YouTube, Johnny Bullet, and you said, I want to go see what that guy's doing in all the red. What's that for? Or actually, you saw the thumbnail and the title, and you saw this is really why you're here. Jihad Carter, DB transfers from Syracuse, is a Buckeye. Jihad Carter coming in hot. We talked about it in the last video that he was hopefully going to be a Buckeye on 3, had it first, and seemed kind of quiet, but I texted whoever I knew, whoever I asked. They said, yeah, I think it's real. Think there's really some smoke there. And then boom, he commits today. How about liking this video if you love this commitment here on January 3rd, 2023. I think this is a huge get. Let's go back. If you didn't watch the last video, go back and watch it. We asked a question. Did a couple polls on Twitter. Finally, find me there at Scarlet Great JL if you haven't already. And I said, what's the biggest issue with this with Ohio State? Is it culture? Is it Jim Knowles? What's going on? And one thing I asked was DB coaching, because we've had defensive back play whatever, not doing so great. And most said DB coaching. So I broke it down, did another poll. Is it DB coaching or DB talent? Now the gap closed. It started hugely in favor of DB talent is the problem. Okay. Go back and watch that video. Just we talked about Jihad Carter. Okay. So incoming now, the poll shrunk, but we still ended with about, 59% said DB talent is the issue. Now, my friend, good friend of the show, he's friend of Scarlet and Great. Hopefully he's a friend of yours, Anthony Talaka on Twitter. He said, I don't see how people can say it's not talent because we've had how many coaches in the last how many years come through, with the exception of Jeff Hafley, and we knew he had a really great talent in Sean Wade as a nickel and Jeff Okudah as a fantastic corner. How many coaches come through and it's not fixed? So I don't see how you can say it isn't a talent issue. And I said, that was a good point, Anthony. There's not many times I meet a man that's my intellectual equal. And I still haven't, but he made a good point. Anthony's a new notch in my book. Now he's at notch 2. He got himself up to notch 1 the other day. All right. So what do you think, guys? I want to know if you think, real quick, actually, I'm going to do a few things here. Do you think it's a talent or coaching? Do you think this is talent or coaching? That is the issue in the defensive back row. Comment below. And I know, guys, we got a lot to cover throughout the offseason. We are trying to build this channel. You guys have done great things for us. If you're new, please subscribe for Buckeye content throughout the month of January. It's cold, not so cold right now, but it's raining. It's going to get cold. It's Ohio. It's going to come back to get us. You got January and February. It's a drag, no football. We're going to bring you lots of news, but we need you to give it back to us in the form of subscriptions, likes, comments, all that stuff. So please subscribe to this channel. All right. And of course, by now you've commented whether or not you think it is talent or coaching. This move, I think, is huge. Now, this guy, Jihad Carter, looks to maybe secure that. He had several interceptions. He's a freshman All-American in 2020. Now kind of a cover safety role. Remember, Jim Knowles, 3 safeties. So you're going to have one safety that's kind of that slot defender, right? That trip. You always have a slot defender. So you have one here as a safety. We used to call it a strong safety back then, just 4-3-2 simple days, the guy that you would bring down and cover somebody. Also in Lay the Wood, this guy gets to be more of a specific cover safety, the kind of Tanner McAllister position. And I'm sure you're saying, look, I mean, he may not be a 5-star, but listen, you watch the Sugar Bowl or the Peach Bowl, and you watched other games, and you probably look and say, man, it's just something, can somebody get in the way a little bit? You don't have to be an otherworldly defensive back. Can we just slow a guy down? Can we make it look like the quarterback and receiver aren't just playing pitch and catch out there? Can we maybe get into the screen with the guy that's making the catch And then maybe we'll make progress and inch towards maybe getting close enough to, and here's one, turning and looking at the ball and then maybe making a play on the ball, right? I think Jihad Carter could at least get into the screen maybe, right? And not just be burnt toast all around. So I think it's a good move. Now, meaning that this is huge for the Buckeyes because the defensive back room needs the most help. You think McAllister's probably gone, Cam Brown's probably gone. I want to know kind of what you guys are thinking. Like, I think this is one big step to putting the Buckeyes right back in the playoff picture. Does this transfer put the Buckeyes back in? Yes or no? I'll even make it nice and still for you. How about this? Does this transfer put the Buckeyes back in? Yes or no? All right. I think this is a real shot, man. I think this is a real shot of getting the Buckeyes back where they need to be, especially because you're going to have some maybe younger players in the secondary. Having a guy that's experienced like Jihad Carter will be nice, even though he's not Jim Knowles' system experience. You're looking at maybe first-time starter Jordan Hancock next year. You don't really know, is Sonny Styles going to make a start next year with Ronnie Hicklam leaving? So you're looking at that. We're going to have new faces all around, younger players, youthful players. It's probably nice to have somebody who's a veteran of sorts. This guy's been playing football since 2020 and at the college level, done some nice things at Syracuse. It's probably and Ohio State looked at him, got him quick. So probably a really good addition, right, timely addition to what the Buckeyes need. I do want to kind of show this. This is scrolling across the bottom there. Your projected what we think will be your starting secondary. Now, disagree with me if you want, but look, Jordan Hancock at corner, opposite him, Denzel Burke, who has shown potential in the past but needs to pick it back up. Jihad Carter, obviously, that we just went over at that Tanner McAllister slot safety position. Sonny Styles as your box defender like Ronnie Hicklam, laying the wood. And then you have Lathan Ransom, hopefully can shore up that free safety spot and hopefully do some good things or better things in coverage. It's just got to happen. He's got to be better in coverage. I think we all know that. I don't want to sit here and just attack a kid, but he's got to be much, much better. So there you have it, folks. Huge DB get from Syracuse. Sorry, Orange ACC teams mixed up there. Hopefully this is the momentum we need, right? Going in and say, oh, we can get some wins here. The transfer portal has changed things dramatically. I think you can get these gems in these group of 5 schools and these lesser Power 5 schools, convince them to come over to Ohio State and really ball out instead of just being the best player at Texas Tech or the best player at Cal. You can come to Ohio State and be a really good, great addition to the team and go compete for national championships. You just gave the defending national champion all you wanted. There's a lot of ifs and buts that could have went different ways, and Ohio State's your national champion. So right there, we need help to get back. I think this is step one in getting back. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Come back and see us next time. Remember that subscription through January and get us through building this Buckeye platform throughout the offseason. We'd love to get to know you on here, on Twitter. We'll interact with you guys. Lots of fun having you. See you next time. Goodbye. God bless. And go Bucks.